Hello. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate. And if this is your first time joining us, then welcome. Welcome to this space. I named this work and this channel Heart's Frontier because I really love the idea. Hi, Alexandra. I really love the idea of expanding this place beyond our hearts. So it's like in order to expand ourselves, we need to first be able to tune into our hearts, know what lies on them, and meet our heart's desires. And then we are exploring this really expansive area outside of that. So I really love that. I don't know if who knows? Life is long. I might shift away from that, but I really like that. My first business name, if probably no one actually knows that here because I've come into a lot of new people since then. So you'd have to be a real OG to know the first business name that I had, but it was Simple, Tiny, Wonderful. And it was really cute. Simple, Tiny, Wonderful. It was like all about, I made it, I think when I was like 23, I thought of this business name, 23 or 24. And I'm 31 now for context. And I made it that because I thought, people just need to understand that all healing needs to be is like making simple, tiny changes, and you can have this wonderful life. You can have a wonderful expression out of that. While that is still true, my work has gotten so much deeper and so much more expansive. So Heart's Frontier was birthed. Okay. I am going to go live this time, not on Instagram, but in the Facebook group, which is Sci Chicks. So sometimes I use a plant as a stand. So I'm going to do that again. And then I will get into this subject tonight. So this is an interesting subject that we're coming here to talk about, which is how to stop being energetically drained by people. And it's for empaths. And, a lot of my work is for empathic folk. So tonight is no exception. And this is all to share the Empath Energetics program. I haven't had any signups yet, which is really interesting. I've seen people in my visions and in my dreams joining Empath Energetics. So I still have like a good sense of trust, but I'm kind of just going to loosen the reins on when the timing is, because I figure if I just keep bringing out the message, these people will make themselves known. So let me just go live on Side Chicks here. Live video. Rotate. Okay, and I'm going to add this description. How to stop being energy drained by others with Side Chick Kate. So if you didn't know this before, I'm part of the Side Chick Collective. So people can get a free 15-minute, usually about 15 minutes, reading with me. Basically, it's a free email reading. So on the Side Chicks Collective, you can get a free email reading from me, and there's like a page, there's a profile, and we're in this collective. There's multiple people who are part of it. And because I have a lot of experience in business and because I'm super passionate about helping business owners, again, something you may or may not have known about me, this is actually what I thought I was going to do with my life. Honestly, I thought I was going to be a business person my whole life. I guess I am, in that I still am doing business work, but I never foresaw, even as a psychic, I never foresaw myself doing spiritual work. I was raised in a way which really, really valued intellect and high achieving attitudes. And I still value that. And somehow I've been able to help, weave my business knowledge and strategy and the logical mind into what I do, teaching intuition and energy. And so I help people get grounded in their understandings of these concepts as well, along their spiritual journey. I actually think owning a business is quite like going on a spiritual journey. because you do need to do a lot of self-reflection in order to own a business, and to be authentic with your marketing really means you need to explore yourself in the way that you truly express yourself. And a lot of times you take, risks in business. And so you need to also have a certain amount of faith. And so I think spirituality and business actually have a lot more in common than people make them out to be. So if this is, a time where you are returning to Heart's Frontier, to this little caravan YouTube setup that I've got here in Scotland, then I'm just really glad you're here and welcome. And I'm going to see whether folks show up on Side Chicks. But for now, and if anyone's watching live, just leave me a comment so I know if they are working or not, because sometimes Facebook can be weird about the comments. But let's get into things. So first, what I want to hear is, why do you think people's energy drains you? So write in the comments. If you're watching the replay, please write in the comments, because I will go back and look at them and talk to you about it. I wanted to actually, I'll get this in another window here. I wanted to go look at the post that inspired me to do this. So doo-ba-doo. Lots of people chatting to me. Okay. So Side Chicks. I had posted in the Side Chicks group, which is why I am live in it now as well. I'd posted asking, what drains your energy? What drains your energy the most? Okay. And there were lots of comments, and here were the things. And I know a lot of people in this group, in the Side Chicks group, are sensitive, are caring people, are empathic, intuitive, spiritual at the very minimum. And so I was curious, a lot of folks in the highly sensitive world, they talk about their energy being drained. As an energy teacher, I really wanted to help people shift away from identifying stuff as if it is already draining your energy. And so this is going to be the main, takeaway from today. And I'll be on here for as long as it takes to kind of feel like I've gotten this message out. I have no idea. I planned it in my calendar for just like a block of time. But what I've found fascinating upon doing 4 rounds of this Empath Energetics program that I developed, what I've found fascinating is that a lot of people say something drains their energy. And when I poke at that just a little bit, when I question it a little bit, they will sort of walk around it. So it almost is just a story that people say because something about it feels frustrating, or it feels like it lowers their mood. And that is, draining your energy, right? It's like lowering your energy. And for a lot of people, it's really easy for us to blame the thing that is outside of ourselves. So kind of want to take a look at these answers and see how many of them are outside of the person. And then we'll talk a little bit about how energy works in that way. Okay. So we have overthinking. Overthinking is an internal experience. So cool. That's cool. Peopling, trying to be a person while interacting with people. As much as I love it, it sucks the life out of me. And then vampire energy suckers, energy vampires, people drain my energy. We have another one that is internal, saying me sitting in my thoughts. Okay, smart. Not that the other ones aren't smart, but I'm going to talk about what I think, people are doing when they off-put their energy this way. So we have overthinking, peopling, energy vampires, vampire energy, all this stuff. Other people, particularly negative people, right? You hang around with someone and they are particularly, in a bad mood. They're really negative. Maybe they're talking about things that are really, like, have you ever hung out with someone who just wants to talk about all the awfuls and all the evils of the world, and they don't want to talk about anything else, and it's not even a back and forth? So you just feel like, oof, man, like, how was I supposed to have a conversation there? I'm going to talk about that as well. And this is why I want to kind of get, if there's more people live, then we can have a bit more of a conversation about this. If not, I will come back another time because I think it needs to be a conversation. Okay, so we have other people, particularly negative people, being involved with a narcissist. So if you were here recently, I know, Alexandra, you're here now and you saw this talk that I did recently about narcissistic folk and what I think that is. And in it, I kind of gave a hint to this whole subject, which is that narcissistic folk are pressing their energy outward. So if you haven't seen, and if you're watching this in the replay, you haven't seen that YouTube, I would go check it out. Because if you're drawn to this and you're drawn to the empaths and narcissists live that I did recently, the empaths and narcissists live has a lot to do with this subject today that I'm going to be talking about. And both of these have a lot to do with empath energetics. So if either of these videos have caught your attention or you really like listening to my message, I would highly consider that you I would highly recommend. I was like, highly consider. I would highly consider joining. I would highly recommend you consider signing up for this next round of Empath Energetics. This is round 5. I have a feeling this will be my last round that I do for a while, and I'm not sure if I'll be bringing it back. I know that I'm being called to write a book about the empath energetics concepts, which is a big mission. But when something presents itself, your intuition is loud and it says you need to do something, you just go and do it. If you've been doing business, if you've been working as a psychic for as many years as I have now, you just say yes to those types of callings. So as much as I love running the Empath Energetics program, and I wanted to do like multiple this year and have multiple running again, I think this is going to be the only one that I run this year. So now's the time to sign up if it draws your attention. Okay, back to this list. So being involved with the narcissist. What else did people say? People said their third eye, right? So that would be maybe having a lot of visions, what drains your energy. Although, I asked for feedback on that one. They haven't got back to me yet. Maybe they haven't seen the message, but that one's a bit confusing because a chakra energy center or your third eye in general would not drain your energy on its own. So I'll talk about that some other time, or if that person responds, then I'll get back to them. What drains your energy the most? People say my home life, that's upsetting. That's definitely true for many. Trying to live in capitalism, also true for many. Almost everyone at the moment. So someone's saying, what drains your energy the most? And one of these people said, almost everyone. So that tells you a lot about how that person is feeling. Right now, being in pain, absolutely, it feels very energetically draining to be in pain. And I would also say we are in pain when our energy is already drained. Very rarely does pain come, any type of pain, so physical or emotional. Does intellectual pain exist? Probably. I feel like I've probably had that. Probably trying to write, I have intellectual pain. Pulling my hair out, I have hair pain. Okay. And then also being around a crowd of people and people. So how many people said people are what drains their energy the most, right? And this kind of was screaming at my mind going, okay, you need to talk about this. So are people capable of draining our energy? Let's think about this. Let's think. So there are definitely situations, I'm not going to disagree with this, definitely situations where we walk into it and we feel drained after spending time with a bunch of people. True. What is it that causes that, though? Are there things we do that allow ourselves to feel energetically drained? Or is it just, what? People are people. They're always going to take your energy. Oh, Kate, you must be an extrovert because if people don't drain your energy, then you're just not an introvert. I've had someone say that to me. I am an introvert, by the way. Very good at speaking, good at socializing. I'm good at communicating, and I'm an introvert. I need that alone time to feel my best self. And so I can understand if people are in a situation where all day they feel like they are required to interact with people and their energy sort of spills out. They sort of give themselves up to those types of connections and situations, then it would feel like your energy gets drained in a sense. But let's think about this a little bit further. Are there times where you spend time with people? So answer in the comments. If you're on Facebook, let me know. And if you are on YouTube, answer in the comments if there are times where you spend time with someone and your energy is not drained. Are there any times? That person who said that almost everyone drains their energy, I'm guessing the reason they said almost everyone is because they have at least one or two people in their life where they don't feel drained after spending time with them or while spending time with them. So let me know, are there any times where you don't feel energetically drained spending time with others? One of the main messages and themes that I tend to bring up with Empath Energetics, especially in month 1, when we're understanding how energy works and when we're looking at empath triggers, regular troubles, troubleshooting and problems and challenges that highly sensitive people come to. One of the things that I tend to try and, make firm is that we choose where we put our energy. And so by that logic, we also choose how we hold and how we keep our energy, or how we allow energy to flow through us. I also really like to focus on the idea of stepping out of victim mindset. I find this story that empaths have of other people drain my energy, or, let's say the story that sensitive folk have, or the story that introverted folk have, because a lot of introverted people have this story. And this doesn't change the fact that, yeah, you might still need to honor alone time. However, if you are honoring your alone time, that's choosing to focus on your own energy, feeling restored. That's not choosing a story or a belief of other people are the problem. You see what I mean? Okay, we'll keep talking about it as well. So if we are stepping out of victim mindset, then to blame something outside of ourselves for our energetic shift, that's something we need to avoid if we're going to step out of victimhood. If we want to feel self-empowered, we cannot uphold the story of other people are draining my energy, because are they choosing to do that? And that's the real question. Are these people choosing, or actively or consciously or trying, are they trying to drain your energy? I would say no. I would say they couldn't possibly consciously be thinking that. I don't know anyone I've ever met, even people who other people would call energy draining people. And believe me, I've met many. I've met many people who other people say, wow, that person really drains my energy, and I sometimes have an easy time relating to these folks because I see that they're really craving connection. And that's what a lot of it is that someone's craving connection in such a way that they're giving a lot of energy out, or they are trying to receive a ton in, but it ends up just feeling like a lot. And if you are someone who maybe similarly to me has stepped into a bit more of their energetic power, you don't allow for that exchange to take a piece out of you. That doesn't mean that I don't still sometimes feel a little tired after a lot of socializing, but that's something that I make space for because I really choose, and I'm happy to do that. And the blame piece of, and it might not feel active. You might feel like, no, energy and spending time with people, that's just what happens. But actually it is a blame thing to think that other people are draining your energy, because again, it's not, in my experience, I just have not run into a situation where someone is actively choosing to drain or consciously thinking about draining someone else's energy. So you putting that pressure, that blame or that responsibility on them is really, I'm sorry to say, a bit of victim mindset and shirking your own responsibility, your own energetic duty to yourself of allowing yourself to restore, of ensuring that you feel full, of being present, right? I think a lot of the times this also happens. People will feel energetically drained from spending time with other people because they've left themselves in the course of that time. So they are not present, and then they feel separate from themselves, and therefore then they feel like not their fullest. And then when they leave the situation, it almost takes a lot of energy to then catch up and to connect with themselves again. So let me know if that's a familiar experience to you. Again, if you're watching in the replays, now would actually be a really good time to like the video. If you're already, at this point, then clearly you're enjoying listening. And same with Facebook. If you're on the Side Chicks Facebook, I'd just love to know if you're here. And okay, so another piece about empaths and how other people drain their energy. I think, and I read a lot of those answers. Some of them are really awesome, and I kind of want to do expansion videos on them. But the people thing comes up so much as well, because empaths are really sensitive to other people's emotions, right? So what often happens is, again, we step outside of ourselves, allow ourselves to be fully immersed and clairsentient, clear feeling, psychic feeling of other people's emotions. And, so say I have a friend who is going through a really tough time and they just got into an argument with their partner, right? Then they're talking to me about all this, and I'm feeling the heartache, and I'm feeling the grief, and I'm feeling the confusion, I'm feeling the anger and resentment, and I'm feeling the hope, and I'm feeling the fear, and I'm feeling all of these things, right? As an empath, we need to be able to trust ourselves to feel and to be able to handle these feelings and to process them. I personally think there was a video I did on my TikTok like a couple weeks ago where someone said that, embodying someone's emotions like that as an empath, and then also, narcissistic reasoning and focusing things in on them, there's a fine line. And I can understand what they mean when they're saying that, because it's almost like, oh, I'm just feeling all my friends' stuff. I can't believe they just dumped on me. And then you're dumping on someone else then by saying that, right? Or you're stepping into this victim mindset that you were just so upset that your friend had. For whatever reason, we tend to do this where we sort of, it's almost like a symbiotic or an enmeshed type of relationship or connection. And I've been there. I understand. I'm familiar with the feeling of feeling someone else's emotions and then sort of carrying it with me. And that's why I teach a whole bunch of tools to step out of that, and also to step into trusting that you can handle all the emotions that come your way. In Empath Energetics, this is one of these things that comes up time and time again. I'm sure it will continue to come up when I work with highly sensitive folks, when I work with empaths. This is like part and parcel of the experience. It's that you're going to be feeling other people's emotions. You're going to be feeling, sometimes thinking things that they are thinking. And if you're not conscientious, or if you're missing tools, then it's going to be challenging, because you might still end up carrying those things with you. But again, that is not people draining you. What drains your energy is you stepping outside of yourself, you choosing to carry and focus on other people's emotions and other people's stories, you building a story that other people are draining you. Even just the thought that other people are draining you could drain your energy, but it's not the people. That's you and your thought. Does this make sense? If this is making sense, if this is resonating with you, then please let me know. I love to know also if it's not. If you're like, no, I still think it's other people. Other people are the problem. Tell me how they're the problem. Maybe I'll be able to see your perspective. this is really after a lot of working with people and trying to understand where does this come from, right? Where does this belief come from? And so I think if you are stepping outside of yourself, like I said, if you are it's like escapism, I'd say social escapism. You're stepping outside of yourself, forgetting who you are, you're not present in the moment. If you are telling yourself a story where other people are draining you, then that's causing you to feel like other people are draining you. They're not, but that's what causes you to feel that. So you have to remove that story, remove that belief system. Hypnotherapy is a really great way to approach these deep beliefs and subconscious fears that are lingering. As well, there's lots of other work we can do to explore those if hypnotherapy doesn't ring as exciting to you. Empath Energetics deals with all of these things. And in month 1, we deal with this stuff because it's got to get cleared out of the way if you're going to actually do your shadow work and then focus on your light, bringing in your light up to yourself, and then your legacy work out to the world. We talk about the healing process. We do archetype healing. We talk about frequency. I teach pendulum. I teach a whole bunch of things. I teach the chakras. You'll learn how to do your own chakra pendulum readings. I teach intuition development with basically whatever people need. So if someone's having one struggle, someone's having another, I give, maybe 4 tools between them so that we can pick and choose. I teach also about triggers and troubleshooting those triggers. I also teach about thinking distortions, the way that we think and the way that we think in a faulty way that actually can interrupt the flow of energy and interrupt our ability to think clearly, and to be able to take in energy the way it's meant to. So if you feel other people are draining your energy, here's a few things to start doing, right? How to stop other people draining your energy. Here's a few things to start doing. 1, take Empath Energetics. Easy plug. Okay. If you are interested in that, just sign up for a little 15-minute session. We can talk about it, see if it's right for you. And if you're someone who requires a payment plan, then we would just talk about that. I'm pretty low pressure. Everyone who signs up for Empath Energetics in the past has felt drawn to, has chosen to, and that will continue. So that's very exciting, though. The next round is going to start very soon. It's the only one I'm going to run, and I'm just going to start it as soon as the group comes together, as soon as they all form together by reaching out to me. Okay, so what to start in order to stop other people from draining your energy. Sign up for Empath Energetics. 2, take a look at those subconscious beliefs, those stories that you're telling yourself about how you view other people. Other people are just existing. Everyone's doing their best. We're all just existing with our own energy, right? So you then get to navigate how you bring your energy and how you self-manage in situations to ensure that you get what you need and you feel restored. 3, find ways to stay present. That could be working on your active listening skills. It could be bringing something tactile so that you can stay present in your body. It could be having limits on your social boundaries so that you can stay present. Some people hanging out for hours is like they reach a certain point where it's overstimulus. So until they get to a point where they can manage more, what they might want to do is do 1-hour max coffee dates and just be really clear. Just be really clear that that's what you need for now in order to navigate this. So being present, looking at those subconscious beliefs, and as well developing compassion and understanding for others. The tone of other people drain my energy is a little bit resentful. And no one really likes feeling that way. And I'm sure no one likes me saying that. If you were one of these people who said other people drain you, it was a totally fair question I asked is what drains your energy the most, right? And so it's totally fair. You just answer what you feel and what you think. I would suggest that when you have compassion for other people's experience and when you can really gain a true understanding of why they're operating the way they're operating, you then don't allow that to be part of your experience the same way. You can stand aside as an observer. And a lot of the challenge that empaths have is that we just fully emote And then we forget to separate and look at that person separately from us. And it is a really, really helpful tool. So to have compassion and understanding and to separate, to observe the situations happening outside of you is one way to start gathering your energy more fully back for yourself. So I will reveal more and more of these. If you're interested, obviously, if you feel like this is something that gets to you all the time, you're always overthinking, people are always draining your energy, you don't feel like you have the energy to live the life that you are here to live. If you feel like you're just not operating on full cylinders because so many things drain and exhaust you, I have to say, I've been there. Doesn't need to be that way. It absolutely doesn't. That can transform in the matter of months, and then it will get better even after that. So what is so powerful about doing this 4-month journey with me is that people get tools, they see a transformation, and they get definite energetic changes in the 4 months that they work with me and along with their group. And then after that, more and more time goes on. And as long as they keep going back to some of these tools, without me, they've already learned their self-healing techniques and skills, and they expand upon those. They tend to see an increase in energy more than they even thought was possible, which I really love. I love that I built something that has long-lasting results. If you apply yourself to improving your energy, it will improve. There's no question about that. No question in my mind. I've done it too many times. I've seen it work too many times. So very confident, but I guess after you prove it to yourself, you can be. You're allowed to be confident, I think. Okay. So this has been, I think, enough of a taste tester of some of my thoughts on how to stop other people draining your energy, which again, kind of a ruse, kind of a weird statement, even the way I put it, because I wouldn't put it that way. But how to stop other people draining your energy, stop thinking that that's what's happening. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you all. I'd love to know if you're watching this in a replay, please just let me know. Throw me a like if you are already at this point in the video and you are following along and digging what I'm saying. I'd love to see you. If Empath Energetics is something that calls out to your heart, then you might be one of the few who are meant to be in this next round. I tend to find people just hear the call and they feel it. With this round, though, it's funny. I've been feeling people like see themselves doing it and then they sort of walk back from it. So if you're kind of getting that feeling, I would love to talk to you. Maybe this isn't the program for you, but maybe it is. And maybe there's a way that we can make it work for you. And I'm pretty flexible with payment plans because I understand people are in lots of different financial situations these days. And I live semi-stably in this little caravan now. So I can be flexible. Awesome. Okay, well, goodbye to the Side Chicks Facebook group. It was nice hanging out, and let me know if you catch this in the replay. And YouTube, as always, it's been a pleasure. I will be back this weekend. I will come back Sunday for some oracle readings. Right now, I got to do some checks along the retreat center. I got to clean up after they had their dinner and put some lights on so that they can walk safely at night. So I'm going to go do that now. And I'm just sending you love all the way from the Highlands on the breeze. It actually is breezy right now. So I'm sending you love on the breeze, wherever you may be. I'm going to come back Sunday for oracles and just keep checking out my Instagram, my Facebook, reach out to me, and my YouTube here. I am going to upload some more videos. I do have some kind of saved and some that I'm going to put out there. So, okay. Have a good night, everyone.